Bottom paragraph. What is spiritual realization? The belief that you are spirit? You say no. That is a thought. A little closer to the truth than the thought that believes you are who your birth certificate says you are, but still a thought. So, we're not spirit? I thought we were spirit. What is that saying, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience?
Yes, that's very good. But
yes, but we're not spirit.
No, that when we say we are spiritual beings having a human experience is not yet the realization that we are, it's the belief that we are.
Oh, okay.
So there is a step that goes from the belief. Belief is still, it's a mental concept. It's a little closer, as I say, to believing that you are what your birth certificate says you are.
Yes.
But it's not the realization. No thought that you have about yourself is realization.
Okay, well, this is another thing. You know, a lot of people are still very conflicted about this spirituality and their religion. And what I hear you saying, feel you saying in this book is that this book isn't about believing. No. This book is about what you come to know for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, what you become to feel for yourself.
Yes.
And that what you're saying is that God, in the essence of all consciousness, isn't something to believe. God is.
Yes.
God is. Yes. And God is a feeling experience, not a believing experience.
That's right.
And if your religion is a believing experience, if God for you is still about a belief, then it's not truly God.
No.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
The best, at best, a belief is a transitional thing, that yes. from there you go on to the realization that there is no separation between you and God, between you and the source of life, that you are one with the source. And you cannot realize that through
believing.
Thinking.
It's not a belief.
It's not a thought.
Not a thought.
It's a direct realization within yourself, and it's there in the gap between two thoughts. Suddenly.
That's right.
And conceptually, you may not know anymore. You may not have an opinion of who you are anymore, and yet, at a very deep level, there is a knowing that cannot be put into words.
So, what is spiritual realization? The belief that you are spirit? No, that's a thought. Closer to the truth than the thought that believes you are who you are, or that your birth certificate says you are, but still a thought. Spiritual realization is to see clearly. On the bottom of page 78, everybody. Spiritual realization is to see clearly that what I perceive, experience, think, or feel is ultimately not who I am. That I cannot find myself in all those things that continuously pass away.
Yes, so you are the space for all those things. You are the consciousness, the awareness in which all those things, experiences, sense perceptions, thoughts, emotions, come, they appear. You are, Jesus says, you are the light of the world. That means you are the consciousness in which the world appears, is seen. And the consciousness itself has no form. It is formless, and it has nothing to do with time. It is the dimension of the timeless in yourself. Eternity is the religious term for it.
Okay.
For most religious people, when they use eternity, it's a very abstract concept.
Right.
Eternity, what do I do with that? Or they believe it's continuous time that never ends. That would be extremely boring. If you were eternity and there's no end to time, it would become very boring. I wouldn't want things to go on forever, in my life to go on forever, ever, ever. But finding the timeless dimension is a very different thing in yourself.
Timelessness is very different than eternity, as you're saying.
The true meaning of eternity is timelessness.
Is timelessness.
It's usually misinterpreted as meaning endless time.
On and on and on.
Yeah.
I got that.
So there is in every human being, underneath all the stream of thinking and underneath the emotions, there is that dimension where timelessness or eternity dwells. And that is the essence of who you are. And that is consciousness itself. And you can know it by realizing that you are the space for whatever happens in your life. The space of consciousness.
Deep. I must say that's pretty deep there, Eckhart. We're on page 80, everybody. One of my favorite quotes in the entire book. that actually I used in one of our ads in O Magazine. Only the truth of who you are, if realized, will set you free.
Yes. Yes. Know who you are and you are free. But to know who you are doesn't mean that suddenly you have an answer in your head. There's a stillness, and in that stillness, when you accept that you don't know who you are, as I say somewhere in the book, when you completely accept that you've realized all the things that you thought you were is not really who you are, and then you come to a point where you don't know who you are. And if you can fully accept that you don't know who you are closer to who you are than you were ever before.
Once you realize and accept that all structures, page 81, forms are unstable, even the seemingly solid material ones, peace arises within you. This is because the recognition of the impermanence of all forms awakens you to the dimension of the formless within.
Yes.
That's what you're calling timelessness.
Yes.
That which is beyond death. Jesus called it eternal life.
Eternal life. Yes.